Good afternoon, students. Today we are going to discuss about the various emerging water problems. Okay, from chapter number 6, water resources. So here we are going to discuss about the various issues related to the water resources. Okay, like nowadays we are facing different kinds of problems related to the water. Okay, so we will be discussing about those problems. Okay, those problems which are related to the water resources. See, as we all know that the demand of the freshwater resources has increased many fold times in the last few decades. Okay, because of increase in population, because of greater demand of water for irrigation, as well as there's an increase in the demand of water. Okay, in the industrial sector. So the per capita availability of water is dwindling day by day due to increase in the population. So at present, the per capita availability of the water, okay, that means the average amount of water available for a single person, okay, the per capita availability of water is dwindling day by day due to increase in population. Okay, so the per capita availability of water is dwindling, means it is decreasing day by day. Why? Because of increase in the population. We all know that the amount of water available on the earth's surface is fixed. Okay, especially the you can say the freshwater resources. Okay, so the freshwater resources is fixed. Okay, the quantity of the water is fixed, and on the other hand there is an increase in the population. So when the population increases, okay, the average amount of water available to a single person, okay, is getting down. Okay, it is decreasing day by day. Okay, and on the other hand there is also another issue that this freshwater resources, okay, which is fixed, okay, that is also getting depleted, that is also getting polluted. Okay, so the per capita availability of water in the present day has reduced to a very lower level actually. The available water resources are also getting polluted with industrial, agricultural and domestic effluents, and this in turn is further limiting the availability of usable water resources. Okay, so the available water resources are also getting polluted with industrial use. Okay, because of industrial activity, because of agricultural effluents, agricultural waste products, as well as because of the domestic effluents. Okay, so we the people are entirely dependent on the fresh water for our survival. Okay, for our domestic consumption, as well as the industries. Okay, the for industrial production, for agricultural use also we are using the fresh water. But this fresh water is also getting polluted day by day because of the industrial activity, that is because of the dumping of the industrial waste on the rivers, on the lakes and all, okay, in the water bodies. Because of the agricultural activity also, like we use the chemical fertilizers and pesticides in the agricultural fields. Okay, and then we supply water to the agricultural field. So what happened, some amount of chemical fertilizers and the pesticides, okay, they percolate underground and they mix up with the underground water, which pollutes the underground water table. Not only this, but the chemical fertilizers and the pesticides, it gets washed away. Okay, it gets washed away. Okay, and it gets it drains into the rivers and the other water bodies, which pollutes the water bodies, fresh water bodies actually. And even domestic effluents such as domestic waste products are also responsible for the pollution of water. So what is happening is that the amount of fresh water is getting down day by day. Okay, the amount of fresh water is reducing day by day. Okay, and on the other hand the demand of water is also increasing. So what is going to happen, we are going to face a severe water scarcity, we are going to face the shortage of water actually. Okay, so water quality refers to the purity of water or water without unwanted foreign substances. Okay, so the fresh water which is considered to be the pure form of water, okay, which can be consumed by the human beings. Okay, so this fresh water is getting polluted. Okay, when some unwanted foreign substances, okay, gets mixed up with the water, the purity of the water gets hampered, that is the quality of the water, okay, gets deteriorated. So water gets polluted by the foreign matters such as microorganisms, the chemical, okay, the industrial and the other waste. So different kinds of microorganisms, okay, different kinds of microorganisms, different types of chemicals, okay, different types of industrial and the other waste products, when they mix up with this water, the water gets polluted. So such matter, they deteriorate the quality of water and render it unfit for human use. And such matters, okay, so such foreign substances, okay, or such chemical and industrial matters actually, okay, they pollute the water actually, they deteriorate the quality of the water. That means the quality of the water gets deteriorated and it becomes unsuitable for human use. It becomes unsuitable for human consumption. Okay, and we human beings cannot consume that water. If we consume, we will fall ill. Okay, we may suffer from various kind of health issues. So when the toxic substances enter the lakes, streams, rivers, oceans and the other water bodies, they get dissolved or lie suspended in the water. So this kind of chemicals, okay, this kind of chemicals and the other you can say unwanted foreign substances, when they get mixed up, okay, with the water of the lakes, streams, rivers, oceans and the other water bodies, okay, some of them they get dissolved, like basically the chemicals they get dissolved, okay, and some particulate materials they get suspended in the water, okay, which pollutes the water actually. So this results in pollution of water, whereby the quality of the water deteriorates, affecting the aquatic system. So this results in pollution of water, okay, the because of this mixing of these toxic substances, okay, that is the, you can say, the harmful substances, the water gets polluted, okay, whereby the aquatic life, okay, the aquatic life also gets hampered, like the marine, the feces and also, okay. Sometimes these pollutants also seep down and they pollute the underground water, okay, and sometimes these pollutants, that is the chemicals, industrial waste and all, okay, they seep down underground, okay, and they pollute the underground water table also. Okay, so this is how the water gets polluted, the fresh water gets polluted, and which is a matter of serious concern, okay, because in the present day the first thing is that fresh water is available on a limited amount, and the next problem is that the available fresh water is getting polluted because of different activities and all, okay. So these are the different problems which are emerging, okay, these are the different problems related to water resources which are emerging in the present day. And in our country, when we talk about our country, India, our country is one of the largest country where many number of rivers are there, around 10,000, okay, around more than 10,000 rivers are there in our country, okay. So most of these rivers are polluted, okay, most of the rivers of our country are polluted, and the most important river, like the Indus, Ganga and the Brahmaputra, these are the three most important rivers, okay, and the Yamuna river is the largest tributary of the river Ganga, okay. So this Yamuna river and the Ganga river, they are the two highly polluted rivers of our country. The largest river of our country, the longest river of our country is the Ganga river, okay, and this Ganga river is it is the highly polluted river of our country, okay. So you can see that majority of the people of our country, they are dependent on the water of river Ganga for agriculture purpose, for industrial activity, for human consumption and all, okay. But this Ganga river, okay, water of the Ganga river is only polluted, highly polluted, okay. So it is a matter of serious concern actually. Okay. So the Ganga and the Yamuna river are the two highly polluted rivers in the country. Please remember this one. You may be getting MCQ from this part actually. Okay. So since there is a declining availability of fresh water and increasing demand, the need had arisen to conserve and effectively manage these precious life-giving resources for sustainable development. Okay. So what we are facing now is that the availability of the fresh water is declining day by day. The amount of fresh water is declining day by day because of increased demand. Okay. And therefore, it is very much essential. Okay. It is very much essential to conserve and effectively manage these water resources. Okay. Because if this water resources does not exist, or if we does not get the fresh water resources, okay, human survival will be very difficult. If all the water bodies get polluted, okay, then human beings will be forced to drink this polluted water, and in that case the life expectancy of the people will go down because they will be suffering from various kinds of health issues. Okay, So it is very much essential to manage, okay, it is very much essential to manage these water resources and to conserve these water bodies and all, okay, to make them free from pollutions and all. So the government of India has to take quick steps, okay, India has to take quick steps and make effective policies and laws and adopt effective measures for its conservation. So it is very much essential, okay, for the people of India as well as on the part of the government of India to take quick steps, okay, and to make some effective policies and laws so that, okay, some steps can be taken to conserve these water resources. Because water is very much essential. India is the second largest country in the world in terms of population, and the demand of water is very high in our country. So if the freshwater resources get polluted, the availability of the water will go down and there will be a severe water scarcity in our country, okay, so which will ultimately cause a lot of problems, okay. So in order to avoid such situation, we need to conserve and manage the water resources. So besides developing water saving technologies and methods, attempts are also to be made to prevent the pollution. So we need to conserve the water through various kinds of water conservation techniques like watershed management, okay, like rainwater harvesting systems and all, okay. And apart from this, we must look that the water of the rivers, okay, the water of the surface water and the underground water, they remain free from pollutions, okay. So what we can do, we can like instead of dumping the industrial waste products into the rivers, okay, they can be treated first and then it can be discharged. Even the domestic effluents has to be treated before dumping it into the rivers and all, okay. And the industries which are releasing the toxic water into the rivers actually, okay, so strict rules and regulations must be there for those industries and all, so that the pollution of the water can be reduced, okay. So there is need to encourage watershed development, rainwater harvesting, water recycling and reuse, and conjunctive use of water for sustaining water supply in long run, okay. So there is a very urgent need, okay, to encourage watershed development, okay, to encourage the people to follow the technique of watershed development, to encourage the people so that they can okay, they can follow the steps of rainwater harvesting like rooftop water harvesting techniques, okay. And moreover, we must make the people aware about the importance of water recycling and reuse, okay. We can recycle the waste water and can reuse again, okay. So this is how, okay, the problems which are emerging, okay, in the Indian society related to water resources can be avoided to some extent, okay. The problems can be avoided to some extent actually, okay. So this is what about the various problems emerging, okay, various problems which are emerging, okay, related to water, okay, and some suggestions, okay, which can be followed to conserve the water bodies actually, okay, to conserve the water resources of our country.